Vishnupriya. Good morning, Shruti, Siddharth. Hi, Swapan. Hi, Deepika. Good. All right, so let's jump on to the topic. So what did we discuss in our last class? S3. So what is the full form of S3? Simple storage service. So in S3, we can only upload, download in files. True or false? Yes. And S3 is server-based or serverless? Serverless. And is it possible to install operating system database, access files, execute files? No. In S3, what do we create first initially? Bucket. What does a bucket contains? Object. What is the name of the object called? Key. S3 is what based storage? Object based storage. And S3 is regional or global? Global. And buckets are regional. Fantastic. So this is what we have discussed in our last class. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and then hit the next topic. Share my screen. Can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. Okay. So today's topic is very, very, very important topic. So which is, I think it's better to go with 18. It is called EBS. Write down elastic block storage. Or is that elastic block storage? Elastic block storage. That's what I said. So don't call Beanstack as EBS because EBS is meant for elastic block storage. So what is this elastic block storage, guys? So you know very well we can launch the EC2 instance. And how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps. So what are those 7 steps? We will learn slowly, definitely. So guys, whenever you're launching the EC2 instance, can you tell me, definitely hard disk should be there or not? When you launch the EC2 instance, definitely the EC2 instance should need to have an hard disk. Yes, definitely we need to have an hard disk. So without hard disk, you cannot launch the EC2 instance. So guys, let's talk about hard disk concept, and that hard disk here we call it as volume. What volume? BS volume. What is that called? Everyone write down. Hard disk is called, what is hard disk is called in EC2? EBS volume. So let me take a real time example here. Let's take, so this is the EC2 instance. So, and guys, EBS is a centralized storage. What is that? EBS is a centralized storage. So how does it look like? Is, let's see here, AWS has a centralized storage called EBS, elastic block storage. So whenever you need, guys, whenever you need any volume, that meaning hard disk, whenever you need any volume or hard disk, what you need to do, you need to create that volume or hard disk over here. In EBS, you will create the volumes. In EBS, you create the volumes. And what that the volume should be happening. So this is our EC2 instance. I'll write it down. EC2 instance. And then that volume can be attached over here to the EC2 instance. Guys, this volume will be attached to the EC2 instance. And can we call that volume as C drive? Yes or no? Guys, that is a volume. Volume is nothing but hard disk. So can you attach D drive also? Can you attach multiple volumes? Yes. Create another volume if required. Create another volume. And then what you need to do, you need to attach that volume to the EC2 instance like this. And can we call this as D drive? Yes, we can call it as D drive. So this is how it looks. So you create it and then you need to attach it. You need to attach it. Create the volume and attach it. Create the volume and then attach it. So guys, as this EC2 is all about assembling stuff. Everything will be available. Everything is available. So whatever is required, you need to grab it. So whenever I launch the EC2 instance, guys, here we can create volume on hard disk. Let's not talk about hard disk at all. Hard disk is similar as volume. Both are same. Yashank is asking, what is the difference between EBS and S3? Everyone knows that. Guys, S3 is object-based storage. We discussed this many times. S3 is object-based storage. Whereas EBS is block-based storage. Certification questions. EBS is what based storage, everyone? EBS is what based storage? Guys, everyone should respond. Where are you? EBS is block-based storage. So what is the meaning of block-based storage? So block-based meaning, guys, in your laptops you have a hard disk attached, na? In your laptop you have hard disk. Do you have any restrictions on the hard disk that you want to install that, this, you cannot do that and this? No, that's a block storage, a raw storage. You can do whatever you want on the hard disk. You can install, you can run, you can do, etc. Fatafat, you can do whatever you want. But whereas in S3, S3 is object-based storage. That meaning, can you install operating system on S3? No. Can you attach? Can you execute any files on S3? No. Can you attach that S3 to the EC2 instance? No. You cannot attach it. No. So the attaching to the EC2 instance is only the volumes. And what volumes are those? EBS volumes. You getting it? Getting it, guys? Slowly. Everyone. So whenever you're launching the EC2 instance, we know that there are 7 steps. Out of 7 steps, there is one step. There is only one step. There is one step that you need to. That step is called storage. Storage meaning you need to attach these volumes. You need to attach these volumes. Guys, volumes can be attached and volumes can be detached whenever you want. Volume can be attached and volumes can be detached. So while launching the EC2 instance, guys, there is a default volume already attached to the EC2 instance. What volume is that? That is the C drive volume. C drive volume will come automatically while launching the EC2 instance. Guys, can you tell me what does the C drive contains? Tell me. What does the C drive contains? Yes, OS. We will talk about, do we need to install OS by ourselves? Definitely no. There will be predefined stuff. You need to select either Linux or Windows. That's it. You need to select that. So while launching the EC2 instance, the C drive will come automatically. The one volume will be there automatically. One volume will be there by default, right? One volume will be there, the default, that is here C drive. So before I go a little bit deeper, can you tell me here, volumes can be attached and detached? Whenever you want, attach the volume. Whenever you don't want, detach the volume. Volumes can be attached and detached. I'll come to it, yeah. Slowly we'll go, Khalid. Just, guys, just concentrate on what I'm saying. After that, when I ask any questions, then ask the questions, okay? Because whatever the questions that you are asking, everything will be covered. I know you're what you think, so that's the reason. So guys, volumes can be attached and detached. Based on this diagram, can you tell me, is it possible to attach multiple volumes to the single EC2 instance? See, I'm making you to answer everything. You can attach multiple volumes to the EC2 instance. Because we have C drive, we have D drive, like this, you can attach multiple things. Did I told you that the EC2 instance has a default volume? EC2 instance has a default volume. So instead of calling it a C drive, that in AWS language, we call it as root volume. Write down the word. EC2 instance has a default volume, and that is called root volume. Everyone should write that. That is called root volume. That is called root volume. So can I say this is the root volume? Yes. So the rest of the volumes are called additional volumes, like D drive, additional, write down that, additional volume. The rest of the volumes are called additional volume. The rest of the volumes are called additional volumes. Right? Rest of the volumes are called additional volume. So what is the default volume called? Everyone? Hmm? Root volume. And what is the rest of the volumes are called? Additional volume. Okay. What does the root volume contains? Yeah, remember the root volume always contain, the root volume always contain OS. The root volume always contain OS. OS meaning what type of OS, guys? It can be Windows, or it can be Linux, or it can be nowadays Mac also. You need to hold on, guys. I told you. So, guys, you need to hold on the questions. I told you that. Let me finish the entire paint. Then let's see whether you have any questions or not. Hmm? I'm going one by one. Just you need to be patient. Everything will be covered because I need to inject in your brains, kada. That's the reason. So, guys, whenever I talk about OS, right? Whenever we talk about the OS, there is question. Root volume always contain OS, and the rest of the volume contain objects. Is that true? The rest of the volume, that meaning additional volume contains only objects. You can, guys, you can do whatever you want to do, you can do. Guys, let's say, for example, objects concept is in S3, don't get it here. So no need to call it as object. Here you can call it as files and folders, like your laptop, like in your laptop, right? Like in a laptop. Okay. So, so guys, please hold on your questions. Maybe you can write it down in the side. Let me finish this. Once I finish this, most of the questions will be answered. Okay. So here we are talking about the OS, right? We are talking about the operating system. Can you tell me, is it possible to have Windows XP or Windows 10 operating systems? Answer is no. So guys, operating systems basically are two types. One is client OS, and other one is server OS, server side OS. Client side OS and server side OS. Client side and server side. Remember, this AWS will provide only server side, not client side. Client side meaning like your Windows 10. This is not possible, right? On the server side, it is possible. Like, what is the server side? Like, Windows Server 2020, all your Linux servers, Linux operating system. All these server side operating systems will be provided by this EC2, not client side operating systems will not be provided. Only server side. Okay, na? So do not expect to have Windows 10 and all these things like how we use it in your laptops. These are all server-based related operating systems. Getting it? So EC2 instance supports only server base. EC2 supports only server side OS, not client side OS. No. You mean you have to pay for client side and including server side? Guys, I told you there is no, that's what I wrote. EC2 supports only server side OS, not client side OS. So Siddharth, your question is invalid. Next question, what's the difference between client and server? So what's the difference between client side and OS? Guys, Windows 10 you know very well because you are using in your laptops. Server side OS meaning it looks like the same, but it's a server where you can install all the stuff. Guys, most of your website or most of anything applications, everything will be installed on the server side operating systems. Client side is only for you on the laptops. On the server side, it looks the same, but it's call it as Windows Server 2012, 16, 20, like Linux, Ubuntu, Red Hat, whatnot. All these things will come under server side operating systems. So applications will be hosted on server side, where it has a capacity to take all the requests and it has a good capacity to respond for all the requests here. It's called server side. Both looks like the same only, but the capacity is different. Yes. Guys, once I have answered your questions, please put CC, those who have asked the question. Right. So the next thing is the question for you guys. If you have, yeah, server side is more powerful. Yes. So if you have OS on the volume, what is that volume called? If you have OS on the volume, that volume is called, yes, root volume. So remember, root volume means it contains all the time operating system only. Now you tell me how many root volumes one EC2 instance can have? Only one. Very good. So EC2 instance EC2 instance can have only one root volume. You can have only one operating system, na? Yeah. So can you tell me EC2 instance can have multiple additional volumes? EC2 instance can have multiple additional volumes? Yes, definitely yes. Getting it slowly? Everyone, CC till here? Everyone, non-IT? Okay, okay, okay. Good, slowly. So here we have the root volume and here we have the additional volumes, right? So it is all about attach and detach, right? Volumes will be attached and the volumes will be detached. Yes, guys? Yes, volumes will be attached and volumes will be detached. So while attach and detach, we have, for the volumes, we have something called device name. For the volumes, we have something called device name. So we need to know what is the device name for root volume and what is the device name for additional volume. So the root volume device name will be always this. Everyone should write down certification question. /dev/SDA1 /dev/SDA1. Write down everyone. What is the device name for the root volume? What is the root volume device name? Everyone should write down /dev/SDA1. Or sometimes you call it as /dev/xvda. These are the two mostly root volume device names. Coming to the additional volumes, the device name apart from it will be like this /dev/ apart from SDA1, instead of A1, you can put SDB, E, F, D, etc. Like this, you can put it. Okay. And here it will be XVD. Instead of A, put F, XVDG, like this, etc. So all the time, whenever you detach it or whenever you're attaching it, if it is root volume, then you need to mention the device name is /dev/SDA1. Whenever you mention /dev/SDA1, then only whenever the EC2 instance is started, EC2 instance will find out where is my root volume. As you have attached that as /dev/SDA1, the EC2 instance will go to that particular volume and find out the operating system, and then it will boot it. Right? So do you all agree root volumes always attach as or mount as /dev/SDA1? Yes. Root volume is always mounted or attached as /dev/SDA1. Mm? Nice. Now coming to the size. What is the size of the volume? Guys, the maximum size of the volume, maximum size of each Rahman bhai, if you know, please hold on. So please don't tell before itself because people will don't remember properly. I'm injecting, right? So if you know it's good, keep it with you. Huh? Whenever I ask, please tell me. Maximum size of each BS. Kena Rahman bhai. Maximum size of each volume is 16 TB. Because guys, if someone is answering beforehand, is it good for you? Does it look good for you? Can you hear me? Yes. Be active, guys. Be active. Okay. So what is the maximum size of EBS volume? Each EBS volume is 16 terabyte. How much? 16 terabyte. Write down that. 16 terabyte. So I'm telling about each volume. Your C drive itself can have 16 terabyte. Your D drive itself can have 16 terabyte. Your E, F, G, H, I, J, K, how many drives that you have attached to the EC2 instance, each volume can be up to maximum 16 terabyte. Isn't it wow? Isn't it wow? Each volume 16 terabytes, guys. 16 terabyte. Right? And then can you tell me, guys, there is a question for you. I have one volume. One volume can be attached to multiple EC2 instances at the same time? Answer is no. Fantastic. So you cannot attach a volume to multiple EC2 instances at the same time. No. You cannot attach a volume to multiple EC2 instances at the same time. Okay, there is a question. Sir, can we use C drive for multiple applications? Guys, by the way, is it possible to put your data and applications or all your data in C drive? You only answered. Right? It is not at all good. Then C drive, keep it only for possible, but not recommended. C is only keep it for your OS only. For rest, you can use your D drive. Nice. And then, guys, whenever you are creating a volume, is it mandated to create all the time 16 terabyte? No. How much ever you want to have, you can go ahead and get it. So let's say you want to have 50 GB, go and create it, get it. You want 100, you want 1000, right? You want 500, you just go ahead and then pre-provision it. So can I say that volumes can be pre-provisioned? Volume should be pre-provisioned. Like pre-provisioned meaning, like you can mention how much size that you need. You need 50 GB or you need 100 GB. Like this maximum you can go for 16 terabyte, you can create. Everything will be provided by AWS only, Shashank. But which one will come as a default while launching the EC2 instance, guys? Very good. Will additional volume will come as a default while launching the EC2 instance? Answer is no. Fantastic, fantastic. And let's say, for example, guys, you have created a volume with 50 GB. The C drive is 50 GB. Guys, later, maybe after 3 months or 2 months or 5 months, the C drive 50 GB will get full, no? Automate definitely. Or 100 GB will get full, na? D drive also will get full, right? So in that case, what we need to increase the volume, na? Yes. So for this, these are all certification questions, guys. Volume size can be increased on fly. Volume size can be increased on fly. Fly meaning what? In general, is it possible to increase the size of the hard disk like that? No, but here you can increase on fly. On fly meaning no need to stop the EC2 instance. No need to stop the EC2 instance. Immediately on the spot, you can do it. I said volume. It can be for C drive or that meaning root volume. It can be an additional volume. It can be on any. We need to go and do it. Dynamically meaning we need to go ahead and do it. It will not happen automatically now. So let's say, for example, Pusuk, you have created 100 GB instead of 10 GB. Is it possible to decrease the volume size? Guys, volume size cannot be decreased. Volume size cannot be decreased. You can only increase the volume size, but you cannot decrease the volume size. Getting it? Hmm? Is it clear till here, everyone? Nice. And question for you. Guys, is it possible to detach the root volume while EC2 is running? Definitely no, not possible. Why? What is the reason? Yes, the EC2 is running, right? So it is not good. So here, that's what I said. Someone was asking this question. Now I'll write it. Is it possible to detach the root volume while EC2 is running? Answer is no. Because what you need to do for that? What you need to do for that? Stop the EC2 instance. Stop the EC2 instance first, and then detach the root volume. Yes or no? Definitely yes. And now another question. Tell me, is it possible to detach additional volume while EC2 is running? Answer is yes. But is it recommended, guys, like that? It is not recommended to detach while running. What is best? Stop first. But if not, you can go ahead and do it, no issues. Got it? So because the root volume has the operating system running and the EC2 instance is running, it is just like you are doing operation without doing anesthesia. You are taking out the heart of the person without putting anesthesia. So if you put anesthesia, that meaning if you stop it, then you can take it out. Here also same, EC2 instance, you need to stop it and then you can detach the volume. But can you just remove some parts just like that? Yes, you can do it. So guys, additional volumes can be detached anytime because there is no operating system running. But just in case if some employees are putting some data, doing some operations in D drive, it's always good to tell them that, hey, I'm going to detach this volume. Don't log into this. Still, if they if they are working, so you can go and force detach that additional volume like this. How to detach the volume? How questions that will be coming in the practicals, not here. Bhushan, I saw your questions. No need to put 2 times. Can we create partitions in root volumes? Yes, it's about your Windows administration talent. So inside your EC2 instance, you can do whatever you want. Can we decrease the size of additional volume? What is your answer, guys? Very good. You only answer it, guys. Whenever you saw any questions, answer it. Good. Next. Do you all agree that EC2 instance has availability zones? Yes, no? Okay. If the EC2 instance has availability zones, the volumes should be also in availability zones? Yes. Can you tell me if the EC2 instance is in 1A, the volume should also be in which availability zone? 1A availability zone only, right? So the question here is EC2 instance has availability zone and volumes also have availability zone. But remember, EC2 instance and volume should be in same availability zone. Can you tell me if the EC2 instance in 1A, is it good to put your volume in 1B in different data centers? No. For that reason, EC2 instance and volume should be in the same availability zone. Okay, let me give a real-time example. Let's say, for example, I have two EC2 instances here. So this EC2 instance is in 1A. This is in 1B. Wow. Acha. 1B. Okay. This is EC2 and this is also EC2. So every EC2 instance will have what default volume? Definitely there will be a root volume for it. Definitely root volume. And the root volume will also be the same availability zone. So this root volume is in 1A and this root volume is in 1B. So now the question here is, I need to detach that root volume and then attach it to here. Can you tell me, is it possible for me to detach this and then attach it here and detach it and attach it here? Is that possible? You said no. Why? What is the reason? What is the reason? Yes, because it is in the different availability zone. So, okay, can we do like this? So what is the conclusion here? So guys, we cannot attach 1A volume to 1B EC2 instance. Why? Because it is in different availability zone. We do this. We can attach 1A volume to 1A EC2 instance. Another 1A EC2 instance, can we attach it? Answer is yes, because it is the same availability zone. Same availability. We can detach it, guys. Root volume meaning you can stop the EC2, but I'm talking generally about the volumes related to availability zones. So volumes anytime can be detached and attached within the same availability zone, but not in the different availability zone. That can be a root volume, that can be an additional volume. So I'm talking about volumes. Whenever, so the concept for root and additional will be the same, except detaching it. Now ask your questions, guys. Any questions? Did most of your questions got answered, right? Now ask your questions. I'll take your questions now for a minute. Hello. When EBS should be used? EBS should definitely use. Without hard disk, how can you launch an EC2 instance, Rajani? You are asking that, sir, I have a laptop. When I should use my hard disk? You should get your answer by that self. Default root volumes is also up to 16. Yes, I said all volumes that can be default, that can be additional. Each volume size can be 16 terabyte. Can we connect 1A or 1B our volume to different AZ? Just now we discussed. Is that possible, guys? Can you? No, we just said you cannot attach it. No, sir, within the same zone, we can attach and detach root volume. Right. That's right, Vijaya. Next question. Please put CC once you are done, once you are answered. Yeah. Root volume is coming as default for EC2. Then why we need to detach root volume again when we stop EC2? Don't you get a requirements to, okay, can I do this? Don't you get a requirement like this? You have two EC2 instance, right? And then you have this volume and you have this volume. Don't you get a requirement? Let's say, for example, you have a you have installed something called Tomcat here. For example, I'm saying, right? And then you have some server one, and this is server two. Okay. Now there will be a requirement that you want to have you need to have the same volume to come here due to some XYZ reasons or due to some n number of requirements. So for that reason, you need to stop this and you can detach it and you can attach to the EC2 instance. That's the reason. While auto scaling, even volumes can be scaled out and scale in. No, volumes will not be scaled out and it cannot do. No, that will be inside. How many? So that one you need to wait. That one you need to wait. There is something called launch configurations that we need to mention. You need to mention all the configuration beforehand. How many volumes should be there and how many volumes should not be there. Based on if you said that you need to have two volumes, so whenever scale out is happening, those many volumes automate. The EC2 instance will be launched automatically with those volumes. Hari Krishna. So three AZs can communicate with you, but two EC2 instances from different can communicate. Two EC2 instances different. Yes, of course, they can communicate. 1A, 1B can communicate with each other, Sriniba. Can we create EC2 instance or different OS at the same time? Can we create EC2 instance of different OS at the same time? Answer is no. What is Tomcat? Forget about it. Can we select the size of the root volume while launching EC2 instance? Banu, where are you? We have been talking about this many times and asking the questions also. Guys, what is your answer? Can we select the size of the root volume while launching EC2 instance? Answer is yes. You have to be very concentrate, Banu. Did they answer all your questions? How many volumes create in EC2 instance? How many additional volumes can you have in your guys? Each additional volume will be D drive, F drive, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. How many you can put? You can, I think, how many? Multiple. You can put multiple. But in real time, is it good to have 10 to 15 additional volume to a single EC2 instance in real time? You will go mad. Maximum 4 or 5 in real time will use. So it's not a good idea. That's right, Khalid. All clear? Everyone answered? Questions got answered, guys? CC? Good. Forget about it, Shashank. I said Tomcat. Tomcat is not our stuff. Tomcat is one of the web server where you can host your Java applications. The example I took it. Khalid sent. That is Tomcat. So guys here, so let's say for example here, I have a question for you. See, I have multiple EC2 instances here. EC2. Okay, these are all listed. So, and I have a volume here. Okay, I have a volume here. Can you tell me ORG unit is also volume, correct or not? What is ORG unit? I don't know. In which context you are asking, I don't know. Organization unit you are asking. I don't know. Question, I cannot understand your question. Please put properly, then I can answer it. So guys, can you tell me here, one volume can be attached to multiple EC2 instances at the same time? What is your answers? Definitely no. Definitely not recommended. No, it's not possible. But I have a requirement. But I have a requirement. But I have a requirement that I need to have a storage, shared storage. I need to have a shared storage that can be attached to all EC2 instances, right? I need to have a shared storage that can be attached to all EC2 instances. This volumes will work. Does the volumes will work for this concept? For this concept, volumes will not work. Volumes cannot be shared. Volumes cannot be shared. So how to get it? Let's now talk about the next thing now. How to resolve that issue. So before I go and talk about all these things, there is question. When volumes move on switching EC2, is that permanent move? If you, until you do the next move, it is permanent. Can't we share data from volumes to another volumes? You can share it, but can you attach it? Sharing data, if you have the network together, if one EC2 instance is talking to the another EC2 instance, the communication is happening, you can share the data, no issues. But I'm talking about purely attaching the volumes to 1A and 1B. That is not possible. Okay, so do you remember in your company, let's say for example, there are many desktop or workstations, many desktops. Guys, in your project, you have so many people. Many peoples are there. So many people. Okay. In the one project, you have many. These are all your laptops. Huh? Now tell me. Now I need to share one file. Let's say, for example, one setup, some setup.py file. I need to share this file. So how do I share? Can I share? Can I send to each and every one by one in person? Is that possible for me? No. So what is your email? Is it possible to send that .py files in email? No, not good. So you, okay, that's a joke. Huh? Okay, so all your answers is now is coming up for sharing the folder. So your network, your Windows administrator, what he used to do is he create a server. Have you heard about something called file server? File server. Yes. So it is a file server. What is a file server? The Windows administrator, what they do is they create the file server, and what they do is they create a shared folder here, and inside they put this setup.py file, right? And then all this, and then he'll say that all these employees, so you can now connect to this file share and you can access that setup.py file. Understood? So everyone are sharing that? Yes or no? So the same file server concept. So here, if you want to share that across EC2 instances, what is the concept that we get it? Is what we'll be talking about now. So now let's say, for example, I have 3 EC2 instances. I have 3 EC2 instances. Okay, now. This is one EC2 instance. Guys, can I have this EC2 instance in 1A? Can I have it in 1B? And can I have this in 1C? Yes or no? And each EC2 instance will have its own volumes, root volumes. Yes or no? By seeing these diagrams, everything you should get it. So all these are all root volumes. These are root volumes. Okay. So now you tell me, whenever I log into this EC2 instance, whenever I log into EC2 instance, I will be inside the C drive. Yes or no? So whenever I create any data here in root volume, will that be available in this root volume automatically? Answer is no. So if I want to have that concept, then AWS has introduced a service called EFS, Elastic File System. Write down that Elastic File System. So what we can do is we can create a file system that AWS has provided. This is called EFS, right? EFS. And this EFS can be mounted. This EFS can be mounted to all the EC2 instances. The same EFS can be mounted to all the EC2 instances. The same EFS can be mounted to all the EC2 instances. Guys, the same EFS can be mounted to all the EC2 instances. EFS. Yeah. So if it is mounted like this, can you tell me, if I now log into the EC2 instance, I went inside the EFS in this mount, and then I create a files called some ABC. Some files called ABC. You tell me the same ABC will be available over here also? Yes, because that ABC is stored here centrally in the EFS. Understood? Vinay, understood? And guys, whenever I talked about mount, whenever I talked about the mount, so that generally the mount concept will come on Windows operating system or Linux operating system. Linux. So guys, this EFS is purely for Linux EC2 instances only. This EFS concept is only for Linux EC2 instances. Got it? So, and also this EFS, guys, what is okay, well, someone is asking mount. What is mount? Whenever you take your pen drive and you put it to your laptop, what will happen? It will create a mount point, na? D drive or E drive, that is called mount. So guys, this year EFS is completely managed by AWS. You no need to do or bang your heads. EFS is completely managed by AWS. You just need to go ahead and create EFS and then boom, that's it. Okay. So let me write all these things, good things for you. So here, EFS is completely managed by AWS. And EFS is for which operating systems? EFS is only for Linux EC2 instances. Then you might get a question, sir, what is for Windows operating systems? So for Windows operating systems, there is another service called FSX. Write down that. Windows EC2 instance. So that is a service for FSX, that is for Windows EC2 instance. That is also works like same thing, but the service is different. There is no full abbreviation for FSX. No, it's just an FSX service. And guys, in general, this, does anyone heard about NFS, network file system? The one which you have, one you are attached, one you are connecting to the shared folder is using what protocol here? NFS protocol only, na? Yes. So this guy, EFS also uses the same protocol. These are all certification questions. EFS works with NFS version 4 protocol. Everyone write down what protocol that EFS works on? NFS. And guys, S3 is what based storage? S3. S3 is object based storage. And EBS is block based storage. And EFS is file based storage. EFS is file based storage. And also, guys, you don't need to worry because EFS is unlimited storage. EFS is unlimited storage. Do you need to mention that EFS that you need to have 50 GB, 100 GB like this? No, EFS is completely managed by AWS. You just need to create an EFS. That's it. You don't need to pre-provision here. EFS doesn't require any pre-provision. Doesn't require any pre-provisioning. That meaning it will automatically increase and shrink based on the data you put in EFS. Guys, I'm writing each and everything like we used to learn in our childhood. Like sir will write everything on the blackboard, huh? So that whenever you see this paint, everything you should understand. Okay, question for you here is, guys, can EFS can be mounted to multiple EC2 instances at the same time? Yes, across availability zones? Answer is yes. EFS can be mounted to multiple EC2 instances at the same time across availability zones. That's the reason why I said here 1B, 1A, 1B, and 1C, different availability zones. Is this clear on EFS? Everyone? CC? Smooth as butter? Nice. Good. So now, guys, let's imagine. No. No one. So can you imagine, guys, because both are different operating system, na? How can you mount it like that? For Linux, can you mount Windows 1? No, you cannot. Na? Guys, let's say, assume that you have lots of terabytes of data in your laptop or in your server or in your on-premises. Guys, is it possible let's take 10 terabyte. Is it possible to upload 10 terabyte to S3 using your internet? How? It will take ages. Forget about 10 terabyte. Let's talk about 10 GB. How many hours it will take? It'll take many hours, right? So let's say if you have this kind of requirement that you need to upload huge data to S3 or to AWS. So of course, online you cannot do it because your entire bandwidth or network will get crashed. For this reason, AWS has introduced a service called Snow Family. Not Manchu family, okay? Snow Family. In this Snow Family, you have different members like Snow Cone, Snow Edge, and Snow Mobile. We have Snow Cone, Snow Edge, Snow Mobile. Snow Cone meaning, guys, it supports 8 terabyte of size. And this Snow Edge supports up to 100 terabytes. And this Snow Mobile supports petabytes. Yeah, and I do. Fans will be there. They will get hurt here. So yeah, many people might know. Who knows? Bunch of family fans might be here. Yeah. So guys, here do you see this snow cone, snow edge, snow mobile? What are all these, guys? Is it possible for us to upload that huge data online? Definitely no. For that reason, AWS is sending a physical box, looks like hard disk only. He will send a courier to you to your data center or to your place. You take that physical hard disk, like the hard disk, we should not call it as hard disk, that is snow cone or snow edge. So you take that, you connect to your server, you push everything all over there, and then courier it back to AWS. And then what the AWS will do, AWS will put all the stuff in S3 in his data center, in your S3. How much time got saved? So this Snow family is used to transfer huge data from on-prem to AWS and vice versa. And guys, and this is a physical transfer. This is a physical. Snow family is a physical transfer. Guys, to where? Yes, this is a physical transfer only. So to which service that Snow family can put the data in AWS? In S3 only. So guys, if it is in Snowball, in olden days, we used to call it as Snowball. Guys, do you see this? This is how it looks like. This is how this is Snow Edge. This is how it look like. Shashank, are bhai. Guys, is it possible to use EBS from your on-premises to AWS to upload? Then Shashank, please understand. This is physical transfer, machas. EBS volumes you are attaching to the EC2 instance. How come you can connect that from here to there? But again, you are using the physical. Again, you are using online internet, na? Right? It's not that much expensive. So it is just like you need to order it. Guys, expensive meaning it is not like you are going and purchasing your clothes. If it is expensive, expensive. If it is a requirement, you have to use it. Client will pay for that. Understand? Understood about Snow family? Guys, these two, Snow cone and Snow edge, are small one. But Snow mobile is it for it? Yes, it will have USB connections and all. Guys, a big truck will come to your data center and you can push all the data there, and then that truck will go and put all the data in your S3 if you have a huge data. So guys, remember, there are few services where we cannot do the practicals. Is it possible for me to do the practicals on Snow family? Remember, but we will be discussing everything. But you should be very wise enough to understand. So there are few things that we cannot do the practicals. So don't tell me Snow family you haven't done the practicals. Yeah, nice. Yes, that's true. It depends, Deepika, depend upon your data. Guys, question for you. Is it possible to attach single volume to multiple EC2 instances at the same time? Answer is no. What is the concept that you should implement to solve these issues? Yes. Use EFS. Excellent. So guys, let's take one real-time example. See here, this is on premises. Okay, this is on premises. Understand? This is on-prem. So in on-prem, you have so many workstations, you have so much of data, and let's say for imagine you have only 5 terabyte of storage there in your on-premises, right? And all the workstations are now, all the people, your employees are now pushing all the data in this 5 terabyte storage. Is that sufficient? No. Okay, 10 terabyte sufficient, 50 terabyte sufficient, 100 TB sufficient. For some days or some months or years, that will get full. So no one will go and say, get these many huge terabytes. But don't you wonder that, sir, anyways, we have AWS. Anyways, we have AWS. In AWS also, we have storage services now. Can you tell me what are the storage services that you have learned till now in AWS? So you have learned S3, you have learned EBS, and I want to introduce one more thing. So let's say, for example, you have lots of data in S3, for example. Guys, where do you upload all your photos? If I give 5 terabytes of photos, which service do you choose to upload to keep your data in AWS? S. Eh? One what? One. How come we can say EBS? S3, right? So we put it in S3. We put it in S3. So now let's say, for example, those photos that you don't want to use it at all. Guys, in general, in your laptop, you have old movies. So will you watch the old movies? What you do? What you do for that old movies folder? What you do? You will delete it or you will archive it. You will archive it. Photos also, if you are not using it in S3, is it good to keep those photos in S3 and pay for it? No. So it is always good to archive it. So for this kind of requirement, there is a service called Glacier. Glacier. So Glacier meaning it is used for archive purpose in AWS. It is used for archive purpose. It is used for ARP. Guys, write down what is the service name. It is used for archive purpose. So which one is cheaper? This Glacier is cheaper than S3. So if you are not using it, if you are not using it, if you are not using the data, then why to keep it in S3? Push it to Glacier. Glacier is meant for archiving purpose. Glacier is meant for archiving purpose. And here also, so we have another one called Glacier. Guys, coming to this concept, like if you have a huge, you need to have a, you have a requirement of huge storage here. Don't you wonder, guys, that, guys, isn't it good if S3 is limited storage or unlimited storage? Isn't it wow if I mount this S3 to your local laptop in your on-premises as a D drive? Isn't it wow? Guys, S3 service, isn't it wow to mount this S3 to your on-premises servers or laptops or EBS? and we can mount EBS, and you can mount Glacier also to your on-premises servers. So whatever the data you have it in our premises, you can synchronize to S3, and from here to here, you can do it. So I don't go deeper to that concept here because we have a separate class for this, for the storage gateway. But for now, understand that it is uh, storage gateway is used to put data from on-prem to AWS directly using is just directly by mounting AWS storage services. There are many nice things will be there, but yeah. Understood, guys? Yes, Glacier is only for archiving purpose. Yes. कफन पिना के दफन कर दो बस. Don't go back to that. Whenever you want, you can get it back. No issues. It's just like archiving concept. You might have first year BTech first year photos with your some friend, second year photos with some friend, third year photos with some friend, fourth year photos with some friend, and all these photos you need to what you need to do. You need to put it to Glacier if you want to get married in fifth year. Otherwise, boom. Glacier is a service from AWS where you can use that service to archive all your data. Guys, where do you archive in your laptop? You put you right click and archive it, zip it, and then you put it in some folder in D drive. Instead of D drive, you put it in Glacier. Understood, guys? Do you understand the services here called EFS, Snow Family, Glacier, Storage Gateway? Understood, everyone? Clear? Excellent. Take the screenshots. Let me know once done. Can we store static website content where? You can put all kind of chatta there in Glacier, any kind of stuff. This one is Picasso diagram. I think you don't need this. You can take this. Yeah, PPTs I'll share. So who is the contact person for me? Sagar, huh? Sagar, send me an email, a test email to me. Guys, and then in your WhatsApp group, please do not add your friends and all. That group is strictly only for this batch. So guys, and remember in that Naresh IT people will also be there. So be careful. I'm just yeah, be careful. Srinivas is asking what is block storage. After watching entire movie, he's asking who is hero. Next. Harmanjad, you can let them take the screenshot. So to know, okay, we'll talk in some other class, but no, you can detach the root volume. You can attach to the another EC2 instance as an additional volume. But is there any use? Is there any use of that? Detaching the root volume, attaching as an additional volume to another EC2 instance. There will have two root volumes, but it's just a dummy. It's just a dummy D drive which has operating system. Anyways, the EC2 instance will only use the C drive only. It's just a dummy. Yeah. Yes, we will. Okay, na? Excellent. So guys, can you give the final CC for today? Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.